Jai Shri Ram. So today it is the turn of Canto 64. Sri Ram and Lakshman carry on the search for Sita. Sri Ram gives vent to his grief over her disappearance. Catching a hint from the deer, the two brothers proceed in a southerly direction. Sri Ram shows his anger towards the mountain, descrying the flowers dropped from the person of Sita and particles of her ornaments, as well as the vestiges of an encounter. Sri Ram ventilates his anger towards all the three worlds, including gods. Feeling miserable, Sri Ram, in piteous accent, spoke as follows to Lakshman. Proceeding apace to the Godavari river, O Lakshman, find out if Sita has repaired to the Godavari to gather lotuses. Commanded thus by Sri Ram, Lakshman, for his part, readily sought with quick paces once more the delightful Godavari river. Having explored the river, provided with many excellent descents, Lakshman submitted as follows to Sri Ram. I did not find her at any of the many descents, nor did she hear me crying, even as I called her out by name. I wonder to what region Sita, who used to drive away all agony by her very presence, has gone. I have no knowledge whatever of the region where that lady of slender waist may be, O Ram. Distressed to hear the report of Lakshman, Sri Ram, who felt distracted through agony, himself sallied forth towards the Godavari river. Having reached the river, Sri Ram spoke to her as follows. Where is Sita? Even living beings did not report to Sri Ram about her having been borne away by Ravan, the king of ogres, who deserved death at his hand, and so the river Godavari too kept mum on the point. Thereupon the river was requested by the elements in the following words. Pray, give him news about his beloved spouse. Even though questioned by the grieving Sri Ram, the river, however, did not say anything about Sita. Nay, recollecting that terrible form as well as the deed of the evil-minded Ravan, the said river, for her part, did not speak about Sita for fear of Ravan. So the tradition goes. Disappointed by that river with regard to the sight of Sita, Sri Ram, for his part, who looked emaciated due to the disappearance of Sita, spoke as follows to Lakshman. This Godavari does not make any reply to me, O gentle brother. Wonder how I shall be able to break, O Lakshman, the unpalatable news of Sita's death to Sri Janak, on meeting him as well as the mother of Sita. Without Sita, I wonder where has that princess of the Videha territory gone, who beguiled all my grief, deprived as I was of sovereignty and living in the forest on the produce of the forest. I presume nights will be unusually long for me, as I shall have to keep awake due to my not being able to see Sita. Apart from the fact that I was already bereft of all my kinsfolk, indeed, I shall attend on the Mandakini, a river of that name in Janasthan, on the tract known by the name of Janasthan, as well as on this Prasravan hill, if Sita is found in any of these places. Actually, desirous of speaking to me, these large deer, O heroic Lakshman, look at me again and again on this spot. I observe indications to this effect in their glances. Perceiving them eager to speak, Sri Ram, a tiger among men, for his part, said to them, they say, in a voice choked with tears, where is Sita? And kept looking intently with a view to reading their mind through their eyes. Questioned thus by Sri Ram, the aforesaid deer sprang on their feet all of a sudden, and pointing towards the vault of heaven with their eyes, all turned their heads towards the south, thereby indicating that the princess had been blown away in a southerly direction by air. Moving in the direction in which the aforesaid Sita had left while being carried away by Ravan, they continued to look at Sri Ram. Since they cast their eyes towards the aerial route as also towards the ground, and then moved along lowing, they were correctly understood by Lakshman. The latter also understood their gesture, which conveyed everything that words could not express. Like one distressed, the wise Lakshman submitted to his elder brother Sri Ram as follows: Inasmuch as having sprung on their feet all at once when accosted by your words, where is Sita? These deer pointed to the vault of heaven as well as to the southern quarter, which had better move in this southwesterly direction, which is presided over by ogres headed by Nirti, my lord. Perchance some trace of Sita may be found on that noble lady herself, may come to our view, saying, all right, and nothing more, and gazing on the earth, the glorious Sri Ram, followed by Lakshman, set out in a southerly direction. Conversing with each other as aforesaid, both those brothers saw a track on the earth with flowers scattered on it. Seeing a shower of flowers fallen on the earth's surface, the heroic Sri Ram, who was full of agony, spoke as follows to the afflicted Lakshman: I recognize these flowers. The flowers lying here, O Lakshman, were given by me in the forest to Sita and tied by her on her hair. I believe the sun god and the wind god, as well as the illustrious Mother Earth, preserved the flowers from decay in order kindly to do what is pleasing to me. Having spoken as aforesaid to Lakshman, the flower of men, the mighty armed Sri Ram, whose mind was set on virtue, accosted the mountain, which was full of cascades, hence known by the name of Prasaravan, as follows: Was a young lady comely of every limb, bereft of me, seen by you in a delightful part of this forest, O Lord of mountains? Provoked to anger on not getting an answer, Sri Ram on that spot challenged the mountain in the following words, as a lion would a petty deer: Show to me Sita, possessing a golden hue and endowed with golden limbs, before I shatter all your crests, O mountain. Though seeming to reveal that princess of Mithila in the shape of some tokens, when threatened as aforesaid by Sri Ram, the mountain for its part did not actually show Sita to Sri Ram. Thereupon Sri Ram once more said to the rocky mass: Consumed by the fire of my shafts, you will be reduced to ashes in no time. Nay, stripped of all grass, trees, and leaves, you will become uninhabitable on all sides. Turning to Lakshman, he continued, Nay, I shall even dry up this Godavari river today. O Lakshman, if it does not tell me the whereabouts of Sita of moon-like countenance. Thus enraged, Sri Ram looked at the river as though he would consume it with his fiery eyes. In the meantime, he saw imprinted on the ground the enormous foot of an ogre. Nay, he also beheld the footprints of Sita, running fast, terrified hither and thither, when chased by the ogre, and longing to meet Sri Ram. Perplexed at heart to observe the footprints of Sita as well as of an ogre, as also a shattered bow and a quiver, and a chariot thrown about in parts, Sri Ram spoke as follows to his beloved brother Lakshman: See, O Lakshman, that particles of gold forming parts of ornaments of Sita, as also flowers of various kinds, are lying scattered on the ground, O son of Sumitra. Also behold, O darling of Sumitra, the earth's surface covered on all sides with drops of blood of a varying size, shining brightly like particles of gold. I presume, O Lakshman, that Sita, a princess of Videha territory, was divided among themselves at this place by the ogres, capable of assuming any form at will after splitting her into pieces and then devoured. At this place, O darling of Sumitra, has ensured a terrible conflict between two ogres contending for the sake of the aforesaid Sita. Here lies broken and fallen on the ground this lovely and large bow, encrusted with pearls and gems and richly adorned. O gentle brother, whose may this be? This belongs either to ogres or to gods, my darling. Whose is this armor of gold, shining brightly as the morning sun, and encrusted with cat's eye gems, and lying shattered on the ground? Again, whose is this canopy, spread on 100 ribs, and adorned with celestial wreaths, and dashed to the ground with its handle broken, O gentle brother? Nay, Whose are these mules of grim aspect and gigantic bodies, endowed with the heads of goblins and provided with breastplates of plates of gold, lying slain on the battlefield? Whose may be this brilliant chariot of war, shining brightly as flame and bearing a distinct ensign on the battlefield of battle, lying overturned and broken? Whose are those shafts of terrifying appearance, thick and long as the axle of a chariot, lying broken and scattered with their heads detached? Also behold, O Lakshman, a pair of quivers full of arrows lying smashed. And whose is this charioteer lying slain with the lash and reins still in his hands? Clearly, these are the footprints of some male ogre. Know that my enmity with these ogres, possessed of fierce heart and capable of assuming any form at will, has been intensified 100-fold and will end with their life only, O gentle brother. Poor Sita has been killed or devoured by ogres or is dead through agony of separation from me. Virtue was not able to protect Sita while she was being carried away by ogres in the great forest. When even Sita has been devoured or borne away, for that matter, what powerful beings in this world are really capable of rendering good offices to me, O gentle Lakshman? All living beings, O Lakshman, would through ignorance of his power hold in contempt even Lord Shiva, the maker, protector and destroyer of the worlds. Though valiant in the extreme, if he remains looking on with compassion without meddling with the affairs of the world. Surely the rulers of gods, such as Brahma and Indra, take me, mild intent on the welfare of the world, disciplined and compassionate of outlook as I am, to be powerless. See, O Lakshman, how the aforesaid virtues have turned into vices on reaching me, and how, having definitely thrown into the background all the aforesaid virtues, my glory shines forth this very day for the annihilation of all living beings, including ogres, even as the exceptionally glorious sun, risen at the time of universal dissolution, blazes forth, decidedly eclipsing the monsoon. Neither Yakshas, nor Gandharvas, nor Fiends, nor ogres, nor Kinnaras, nor human beings will find happiness any longer, O Lakshman. Behold, O Lakshman, the space filled before long with mystic missiles and arrows discharged by me. Today, by filling the space with my arrow, I will arrest the motion of all those moving about in all three worlds. I will subject the three worlds, viz., heaven, earth, and the intermediate region, to annihilation, the work of the time spirit, with the result that the planets will be completely brought to a standstill, the moon will be veiled, the elements of fire and air will be annihilated, and the brightness of the sun obscured. The crests of the mountains will be crushed, the seats of water will get dry, trees, creepers, and shrubs will be uprooted, and the oceans drained. If those in authority, viz., gods, due to whose negligence my consort has been carried away by ogres, do not resort Sita intact to me, they will witness my prowess at this very moment, O darling of Sumitra. All feathered creatures, O Lakshman, will no longer be able to fly in airspace, which will be rendered compact with the network of arrows shot from the string of my bow, O Lakshman. Behold, the world crushed today, O Lakshman, by my steel arrows, and consequently greatly perplexed, with all the bounds of propriety gone, and all the beasts and birds destroyed or gone astray, with my arrows loosed from the sides of the earth with full force, and as such difficult for the world of mortals to ward off. I shall rid the world of fiends and ogres for Sita's sake. The gods will witness today the power of my headless shafts, discharged in indignation and impelled by anger and covering a long range. When all the three worlds are annihilated through my anger, neither gods nor demons nor goblins nor ogres will survive. Torn to a number of pieces by the volley of my arrows, the worlds of gods, demons, and yakshas, or as also those which are inhabited by ogres, will collapse. With my arrows I will reduce these worlds in a state of utter confusion today if those in authority, with the gods in power, do not restore Sita to me, no matter if she has been killed or is dead, if they do not hand over my beloved Sita, in that very condition, I will annihilate the entire universe consisting of three worlds and comprising both the animate and the inanimate creation, and shall continue to scorch them with my arrows till I am able to see her. Having spoken thus and tightened his robes on the bark of trees and deerskin, Sri Ram knotted his head of matted hair, his eyes rendered coppery through anger, and both his lips compressed and trembling. The personality of the aforesaid Sri Ram, who though full of wisdom looked so terrible, enraged as he was, shone like that of Lord Rudra, the god of destruction, bent upon in the former times on the destruction of three cities of gold, silver, and steel in the sky, earth, and air, built by the demon Maya. Then, taking his bow from Lakshman and holding it tightly with his fist and snatching from his quiver a dreadful and blazing shaft, resembling the venomous serpent, the glorious Ram, the conqueror of enemies' stronghold, put it to his bow and provoked to anger like fire flaring up at the time of universal destruction, spoke as follows to Lakshman, even as old age, death, and time, spirit, and destiny assailing all created beings cannot be warded off, O Lakshman, so I will find with wrath, am without doubt incapable of being repelled. If gods do not restore to me this very day Sita, the princess of Mithila, who is possessed of charming teeth and is beyond reproach as she was before, I will upset the whole world, consisting of gods, Gandharvas, human beings, and Nagas, inclusive of mountains. Thus ends Canto-64 in the Aranyakand of the glorious Ramayan of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Jai Shri Ram.